So what do you do about it? I want to talk about now how to handle it so that you don't escalate the situation or empower the narcissist. So let's get right into that. The first thing that you need to do is to remember to not let them know how or why you're changing, okay? The worst thing you can do is let a narcissist know that they are a narcissist and that there's information to help you so that you can disengage from them. Why is this so bad? Well, just like most victims of narcissistic abuse didn't know what a narcissist really was, didn't know that there were actually terms for the behaviors that they were encountering, many narcissists don't know it either. And when you expose them and you let them know where or how you're finding out about this information, they will then learn as well. There's nothing worse than the educated narcissist that knows how to hide their abuse even better. Narcissists that learn about this information become better narcissists in the sense that they learn what's getting them caught and they learn how to hide it better. Okay, so you don't want to let them know when they're poking you and saying, oh, how did you learn about this? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, you don't want to let them know your source of information. The second thing to do is to be present in your life. Yes, you have to be aware of what they're doing. Yes, you want to continue to observe, don't absorb. But you don't want your life to be all about observing and not absorbing them. You want to make sure that you are present in your life. This is going to help you to disengage and to remove a lot of the power that they still have over you, because even as you're learning these techniques, even as you're not responding to the narcissist, you're responding up in your head, right? You're playing things over and over again, wondering if you did it right, what you should have said, how this is, what they're going to say tomorrow. So you're walking on eggshells still, and you're ruminating. Both of those things are the byproduct of somebody that has power over you. So in order to break that on the inside is to really start focusing on how you can be present in your life. Number 3 is to practice diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing sounds like such a small, simple thing that probably doesn't sound like it could do much. But diaphragmatic breathing is like the brake pedal of your car. That's a small piece of the car, but it is super important, especially if you're out of control or you're losing control of your vehicle. You need to be able to hit that brake. Well, it's the same thing with our nervous system. Toxic people train your nervous system to just be on all the time. Since it gets worse before it gets better, having control over your nervous system is definitely going to help you when they're testing you, when they are getting even nastier as a result of losing that control and not having supply. It'll be easier for you to stay grounded within. So make sure you make diaphragmatic breathing part of your life, not just when you're around the narcissist, but an everyday thing. Number 4 is strengthen your reality. Strengthen how you see you. Because, again, remember, the narcissist at some point or another is going to be attacking viciously, verbally, and they're going to be smearing your name. But when you're grounded in who you are, that doesn't rock your boat. You know who you are. You don't have to defend yourself. Toxic people, like narcissists, know that when we are defending ourselves, we're coming from a place of guilt. It looks guilty even if it's not. And that's what they're hoping, so that they can smear your name to other people and they won't be caught or found out, right? So the stronger your reality, the less you will need validation from other people. Let go of trying to stop the narcissist or toxic person from being how they're going to be, right? They are allowed to be however they want. I mean, it sucks sometimes. It's sad that they choose certain behaviors, but it's not your responsibility to make sure they stay in the lines of humanity. That's their choice, right? So let go of that. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times in my face-to-face coaching, I'll get clients that say, but if I apply this, then the narcissist will get mad. And I'm thinking, well, The tool isn't to make the narcissist happy. None of these tools are to make this toxic person become a reasonable, normal person. They're about helping you to get back to you and stay a reasonable, normal person. Gray rock isn't a tool to control the narcissist, right? It's a tool to break their control over you. So let go of feeling responsible for whatever they choose to do or however they choose to be. And let go of the thought that you can actually prevent them from doing or being a certain thing, because it's not your responsibility, right? Those are their choices. The last tip, and it's probably the most important, okay, they're all important actually, but this one is very, very important, because what begins to happen if you're applying this correctly and you're following these tips, people will begin to notice. They're going to begin to notice who's really toxic. You see, the narcissist has been putting their pathology into you for a very long time, and people have been viewing you as the problem. But now that you're handling it correctly, people will begin to see a little bit more clear. Beware of people coming to you and talking about how toxic the narcissist is. It's so tempting to give into that kind of conversation. It's so tempting because it's finally validating your own reality. The problem is that most of those individuals that have been observing what's going on, they're not familiar with narcissistic abuse. For that reason, they don't really understand the dynamics, and they can easily be reinfested or remanipulated by the toxic person. So if you've been sharing with them what you've learned, if you've been telling them about what a narcissist is and what you think and the strategies you're using or the way that they're behaving, and you're pointing out their bad behavior, if they are remanipulated, trust me, they will go back and tell the narcissist all of that, not trying to be a bad person. But the narcissist will come to them and not understand why you don't like them. They will act concerned, like, I care about Michelle. I don't understand why she's like completely blocked me out of her life. I mean, I do so much for her. I try to be there for her. I don't, what can I do? They'll be super caring. And people are manipulated by that, and they believe it. And so they start saying, oh, well, she thinks you're a narcissist. And so that's why, she's changing her behaviors. I actually had a client in my face-to-face coaching where that happened over and over again, where they had a friend in common. The narcissist, my client, and they had a mutual friend in common. And my client would never tell the narcissist, you're a narcissist, but she did tell her friend. And guess what? The toxic person used the exact same manipulation that I just described, and that friend, thinking she could help these two get along, revealed all of that information. The result was the toxic person began to do behaviors that were obvious about things that she had learned about narcissists and trying to make it more covert. So it was a really difficult situation for my client. What she wound up doing in the end was telling her friend, you know what, I don't think she's a narcissist, and using reverse psychology to kind of end the triangulation and get out of that dynamic. As tempting as it is to respond and to talk about the narcissist when somebody is validating your reality, the best thing to do is avoid it and act concerned, just like the narcissist does. So the narcissist will say things like, I'm worried about so-and-so. So if the person talking to you says, they're so angry and they seem so nasty, they're attacking all the time, you can say, I don't understand. It's sad. He or she seemed really upset, really aggressive. What a shame. I hope everything's okay. When you do that, if that person is triangulated back into a relationship with the narcissist, if they're fooled again by the narcissist now love bombing them, They will have nothing to say to cause more triangulation, and you'll avoid a lot of problems. So I hope this information is helpful for anybody that is in this situation. And if you found my information helpful, please hit the like button and leave a comment below. And if you're new to my channel and you like learning about emotional healing, overcoming narcissistic abuse, codependency, complex PTSD, and topics like that, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified of my latest videos.